Good morning. When I first thought of today's theme, the poet in the world, I was thinking of the title of an old book of prose by the poet Denise Levertov. Well, I did read the work of Levertov and knew of her as an important poet who lived between the years of 1923 and 1997. I never thought of her as a guiding force in my world, even though poetry led me into my life. I reconsidered when I revisit her work. Consider the following poem, The Breathing. An absolute patience, trees stand up to their knees in fog. The fog slowly flows uphill. White cobwebs, the grassland evening where deer have looked for apples. The woods, from brook to where the top of the hill looks over the fog, send up not one bird. So absolute, it is no other than happiness itself, a breathing too quiet to hear. I now see that poetry has long been a refuge for me. It has been a way to breathe in a world that too often is terrifying. I was a poet before I was a prose writer. As the poems got longer and included dialogue, I turned to literary prose. I just published my fourth book of prose titled Loving Artemis, an endearing tale of revolution, love, and marriage, which was just released from Thorned Heart Press. The book is a coming-of-age novel set against the backdrop of the historic current events that led up to the landmark U.S. Supreme Court ruling in favor of marriage equality in 2015. The novel is autobiographical, but it is still fiction. I was writing it during the time that I was joining this Unitarian Universalist congregation and read several excerpts here when I was first a worship associate, including this narration from my main character, Artemis. She wanted it so badly that she could feel it in her bones. She wanted it so badly that she could taste the sweetness of her dreams. The love that she felt for Linda was fire in her that glowed. The sky darkened. Even in the winter cold, she felt like a firefly. Somewhere in the future, a star went back at her. It was Linda. They would have a life together. Art was so hard that her wish had to come true. But first, she and Linda had to get through this last year of high school. Getting into trigonometry would be easy compared to the rest. In addition to being a coming-of-age story, this is a Unitarian Universalist novel. I had a few advanced readers in this congregation, and I was delighted in my introverted and awkward way when Tim Steyer, who was moderator when I first joined the church, and who continues to be an important part of my UU journey, told me that he was loving the novel. It's not boring, he said, giving it a brief assessment. It is a story about hope. At the time, in 1977, some may have said that Artemis was delusional for wanting to marry the love of her life. But she wanted it so badly that it did happen. Ultimately, it is a story about the power of love. Namaste.